So this is a final walk around of the completed installation of the rear rack. This is the KPM200, KP Master if you want to call it that. This is the Cafe Racer. This particular one has been modified for more of a Scrambler application. And the rack is going to be used for luggage for overnight trips. The original rack that I bought only attached to the bottom of the trim piece here, and then at the muffler mount on this side and on the back side of the passenger peg mount on the other side. When I ordered the rack, there was an option for some alignment brace or continuation brace, something that was obviously poorly translated into English, and I didn't buy that. And the rack has a mounting point right here with nothing to attach it to. So the alignment bracket is a set of two of these L-shaped pieces, and they mount underneath this trim piece. The trim piece is held on with these hex bolts, and you take that off completely. You slip these brackets in and then bolt the trim piece back on. It does come with some extra bolts. They're not hex bolts, they're Allen bolts, but there's enough room under the seat for these to fit, so that's not really an issue. But you'll want to put probably some Loctite on those. And the vertical portion of this bracket then attaches on the inside with a recessed Allen bolt to that vertical piece. Now that is not an exact fit either, so before you install this, before you bolt it on up on top, you're going to need to bend this bracket out just slightly, maybe about just under a half an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch. And then even then it's probably not going to line up, so I use this tapered bar. Big heavy Phillips screwdriver probably would do the same thing. Stick that in, move it around, and get those bolts lined up. And then on the back side of that bolt is a hex nut, and I use Loctite on that as well. So now you have, after that, you can put a bolt in here, and there again you're going to need a little bit longer bolt. What I reused was I reused two of these. These are the bolts that were here. I reused two of these, one on each side. So it's going to be a process. You have to put that bolt in, these bolts in, and this bolt in, and don't tighten any of them until you get things lined up, because you're going to have to go from side to side. It wouldn't hurt to actually leave these a little bit loose too on each side, and then go around and tighten them 3/4 of the way, get everything lined up, and then go around and tighten them again. And I would probably start with these first, and then the one underneath here. Make sure that you don't over tighten this bolt, because it's only going into this threaded cast aluminum or cast piece, which has no strength at all. And tighten up these, and then last of all I would probably tighten up those at the bottom, because those are the strongest ones. But after all that monkeying around, it's a really, really good quality rack. Obviously nothing lines up perfectly the first time, but for the money it's very versatile, and as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the essential pieces if you're going to do more than just ride around town. You can put a top case on here. In my case, I use a soft set of bags, a set of soft panniers on this side, and then a soft top bag on the back, or a longer duffel bag with my sleeping bag and tent and so on. And I'll just show you one quick shot here of the seat installed, and you'll notice that I also put a seat cover over the stock vinyl seat just for some added comfort. So that's the installation of the rear rack on the KPM200, my Scrambler light duty light motorcycle touring bike.